My name is Adejari Adebowale. Good evening, everyone. My name is Adejari Adebowale. Good morning, wherever you are. Good evening, good afternoon. Of course, no good night. My name is Adejari Adebowale. It's the best morning show the whole of the universe. It's New System to Sports. We have someone doing Arsenal jersey simply because they won over the weekend and they are top of the league. But we know what happens when the elephant is on top of a tree. And of course, we have Olawale. After 2 weeks sabbatically, Olawale is back with us. I don't have so much to say today, but I know it's going to be a juicy ride because I'm going to be starting with the same game that we did last weekend. And I'll allow Nee introduce himself first before Olawale goes. Nee, go ahead and introduce yourself.
Hello everyone, this is Alani Bashar, aka Nayo, aka Nayoski, aka Godness for life. The elephant is back at the top of the tree this time around. No shaking.
On,
Enemy
on,
is turned
on
back.
Kiko.
One over the weekend, we keep winning and we keep doing it. Not London, no, no. Anyway, it's good to be here again today. There are only two clubs in the Premier League, Arsenal and the rest. Thank
Oh,
you.
wow. I can't get over this one. Olawale, please introduce yourself. We'll be here for you there.
Okay
Don't
now,
worry. Keep making mouths.
okay now. It's good to be back. Good day, sporting fans around the world. It was weekend of goals galore in the Premier League. We are going to cover that. It's not a good time to be a United fan now, but of course, like Debo rightly said, United has reached a point that you don't have to add wound to their salt. Add salt to their wound. Sorry, it's time to pity United. So you guys should take it easy on United.
Yeah.
when, when, I-
Effectively, yeah.
when has it
Go
been a
ahead.
good time? When has it been a good time to support United? That's why you're adding salt to wound and
Ah,
vice versa.
Like I
there
told
was a good time.
Olawale,
Hello.
sometime this morning, I said,
uh,
officially United are back in the pre-Ferguson era. It's going to take a while before we see what we can do. We'll get to that and touch more on that. But like we always do, or should be our new practice right now. 2 minutes of game. Bolale, you weren't here last week, so we'll teach you how to play the game. So the game basically is
Okay.
I'll mention the name of a player, and you in turn will tell me a former club that the player has played for, and Neyo will go and tell
What
us
immediate
a
former
player.
club?
No, any club that the player has played for. So I'll give you an example. So if I say Harry Kane, for instance, you go Tottenham Hotspurs. Neyo might go, okay, Son, and I'll go Bayer
Exactly.
Leverkusen. Then you go Leon Bailey. That way. Neyo, are you
hmm?
feeling confident
Oh
or
no,
you think
sorry.
you are
Let me
not
get
going to
it.
meet
Let
today?
me get it. Like
Like,
no, sorry.
Okay,
Let
guys,
me get
okay,
it. Like if you start
explain
from
well
if
for
okay.
okay, you
explain
said
well for many people. Explain well,
Harry
though. They
Kane.
don't understand though.
Yeah. I would go over it again. So I start with say
Oh
I'm
yeah, oh
saying
yeah,
I
oh
said
yeah.
Harry Kane, and you say Tottenham Hotspur, and then you goes
Okay.
Son, and I go Bayer Leverkusen, then you go Leon Bailey, then you will have to say the club that Leon Bailey has played for, and if he does not get it in
Okay. Okay.
10
Okay.
seconds or 15 seconds, it's out of the game. Yeah, so it's just going to be a quick one. But since I started last week,
Okay.
let Nayo start this week. So it's going to be clockwise. So from Nayo to Debo, from Debo to Wally.
No, it's normal for you to allow
Okay.
me to start first. After all, we are topping the table. So, you can't allow somebody that is not near the top of the table to start first. It will be an insult, which the viewers at home will understand my point of view. We must
I hope you will be on top of the table by May. That's the most
No,
important
just
thing. Oh.
no, no,
This
no,
is
no.
your top
Right
of the
now,
table
no. Leave. Let's leave future to God. You understand? It's only God
because
that can do the future.
the last time you won the league, the
Bros.
last
Let's
time you
leave
won the league,
future. While
My
leave.
niece who is in 300 level in
Leave. See,
covenant
all those
was not
one.
born.
The last time too. You
I'm
were the
just
only one
telling
that had
you.
treble. No, Wale. The last time then you were the only one that had treble. Now treble don't become pure water. Now man, you don't do them. So
And no, I'm
you
just
see,
telling you, the last
no.
time you won the league, my
You see,
niece who is now in 300 level covenant
You
University
see,
was not
I
born.
have money before, and
I'm
I
just letting
don't.
you know.
I have money before. I don't have it. It's not a good thing, no.
Nah,
That's what I'm telling you.
but you said you don't have it now. You
Okay.
don't start, you still don't have that money.
It's
We know how
okay
it
because
ended
I know.
last year. It
I
all
said
ended
that's
with
why
floods
your voice is going up, oh,
and
and that's why we are saying that you need to calm down.
No, no, I'm just telling you.
No, me. Okay. So,
You
yeah,
know how he said it last year.
okay. Shall start. I'm on top of the table.
Maybe we'll be here in May. I hope you will not run away from this show.
No,
We'll be
Arsenal
here in
fan.
May.
Would we run? Where did you run to, sis? So that is just
Okay.
it. So,
Debo, please let me capture this moment. I will remind
so
him.
yeah, capture. Okay, which player am I going with now? Okay, I'm going to go with
Oh yeah, no.
which player? Player Lafayette I say. Okay, we start with your coach, former
This thing is
coach,
hard, Debo.
Alex Ferguson. Oh yeah.
Oh, what the hell? Alex Ferguson, wow. Did he even play professionally? Oh my god. What did you say? I for the life of me, I can't figure it out. I'll probably say Dundee United, but I'm not sure he played for Dundee United.
He's Dundee now. That's what you're supposed to do now.
Yeah, Dundee United. Okay.
I think he won the title with Dundee.
No, we're talking about.
But you know that
club
was
that he
played
for. Exactly, that's a club that he coached, not played for. So I don't even know any club that's
okay. I can't remember that one. No.
Do you even know any club that Ferguson played for?
Well, I'm not supposed to know. He's the next person said it.
Okay, I'm out. I know at least he played maybe professionally or semi-professionally. I'm pretty sure of that, but I don't know. So I'm out. Olale, your turn.
I'm to start now.
Yeah.
This one. Where do I go from here? Let me see.
Hold on. Wait. I might not be out though, as a matter of fact. That's a follow for. Oh, okay. He played
yeah. Wait. You're out. No, Debo, you're out.
Yeah, I'm out. Yeah, I'm out. But I just want to point it out. He played
don't put anything. Don't put anything.
Dunfermline Line, Athletic, and Rangers.
He played for Rangers. Everybody, I don't know why you don't know he played for Rangers.
I don't know that he played for Rangers, so I don't know. So now it's your turn. It's you against the you now.
Okay, my turn. Let me start with James Tarkowski.
Oh, well, I don't know that one. Where's Tarkowski? Did he play for Rangers?
James Tarkowski. No.
James Tarkowski.
Wait. I know that one. Everton. No, Everton, Joe. They wear blue. That time when they do one.
Everton is the present club.
Everton is the present club. It's the present club. It was
Everton is the present club now. You have to mention the previous clubs.
Former
club.
Which kind of previous club? You did the last game that we played.
That's the rule now.
The player.
No, I'm not one.
That's the rule now, Baba. Baba, you talk about you mentioned the former club, one of his past clubs.
And you know understand? What I know is that you mentioned Okay, wait. So wait. I think he played for. I'm not sure. Burnley. Burnley.
Yes, Burnley, but that's too late now. That's too late. It's boy. Yeah, you got it right. It's Burnley, but
Olawale, your turn. Let's keep it moving. Kachi, welcome.
Kachi, my friend, where are you? I miss you.
Okay, so Kachi, we're back in the game already.
No, let's start afresh.
Okay, let's start afresh.
Let's start
afresh. Now that Kachi is
when they did this game, it should be crucified. How would you go for Alex Ferguson for kind of long?
Who has done that to you guys?
I swear, they don't work with Alex Ferguson.
What about if you mentioned a retired player? Can you use a retired player?
Yeah, of course. That's why
a
player is a player as long as he played before.
Debo, can you go with Alex? Can you go with existing? Debo, can you go with retired players?
Yeah, of course.
Can you go with retired players?
Of course, yeah. Yeah, you can. Olali, you can. Kachi, are you with us?
Oh yes.
Okay.
Here.
Okay. Okay. So at least thank God I'm not close. I'm not the next person to Nayogi. I don't want to be close to Nayogi. Nayo is something else. I don't want to
No,
be close to Nayo.
no, me, I'm not good with the game. So he said instead of the chicken to harm me, I will spoil the egg.
This is the problem. Oh. Yeah, okay, we're starting from Nayo. So I'm the
We're
one
starting
Neyo
who's
from
is
now.
like
Favour,
Neyo is
favour.
like the man that could not take it during the 2015 election. What was his name again?
Uh-huh. Okay. That guy that scattered the will not take it.
Urubebe.
Urubebe. Neyo is the
Urubebe.
Urubebe of this panel today.
Favour, wait now.
Okay.
So I'm going to
Yeah.
answer Nayo's question now.
I don't know. Like you said, let's restart. So
Let's
Nayo will
start
I'm
start
going
all
to
over
answer his own
again.
question.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, let's start
No,
again.
Yeah,
let's restart
I'm
again.
going to
Since,
answer
Just
Nayo's question now.
just assume I
yeah.
won
Okay.
the
Okay. Let's go anti-clockwise now. Okay. Oh yeah. From Nayo to Wale, from Wale to Debo, from Debo to Kachi. Okay. Let's
Okay.
go.
I'll make it easier for you, Wale, because you guys have been through a lot. Thierry Henry.
Okay. Thank you very much. Monaco.
All right, let's go.
Come on, Nigeria.
Monaco.
Monaco. Killing Mbappe.
Is it my turn?
Yeah, it's your turn.
Okay, Kylian Mbappe, PSG.
Okay. So I'll mention a player in PSG now, Abi.
Yes.
Former.
Yes.
What's this guy's name, self? One for bang now. Messi.
Olale.
Did we lose
Patrice
Alale?
Loco.
Alale, Messi.
Patrice Loco. Okay.
I've mentioned it. I said Patrice Loco.
No, Messi. No, Messi. You
No,
have to mention
Messi.
it. You have to
Mention
mention a
Messi.
club.
So what club now?
You
Not a
have
person.
you have to mention a club. Kachi is out definitely. I know that one for sure.
Who
Wow,
mentioned
how am I
Messi?
out?
Who mentioned Messi?
Neyo mentioned
Nayo mentioned
Messi.
Who
Messi.
You
mentioned
have to
Messi?
mention a club.
You have to mention a club now.
Barcelona.
Ola, Barcelona.
Said,
Okay. No, it's my turn. Calm down.
yes,
Calm down.
yes.
Barcelona.
Okay,
Barcelona.
I'll not do you bad. Sergio Busquets.
Sergio Busquets, Inter
Yeah, stay
Miami.
for. Okay, back to you. No,
Jordi Alba.
Kachi. Wait,
no,
wait.
no,
What's
no,
He set the trap. He set the
Set the
trap.
trap
Our
on
host
himself.
set the trap.
Kachi? I'll be your boy. You understand? Me,
I know, but it was. I don't have any choice. Sergio Busquets
Okay.
is a two-club man. It's either Barcelona or Inter Miami.
Okay. Me, I'll go with Jordi Alba now. Should be the play 3.
So
Yeah.
Jordi Alba. That's Barcelona.
again,
Barcelona again. I'll go with Yaya Toure.
Yaya Toure. I believe he played for. I want to. Okay, no, I won't do that to you. I won't do that to you.
My guy.
Let's just do the easy one. Manchester City. I was going to say Olympiacos, but let's do Manchester City.
And I would have shocked you that I don't know it.
So I do Manchester City.
Man City, Sergio Aguero.
Sergio Aguero. Atletico Madrid.
Atletico Madrid. Falcao.
Atletico Madrid.
Falcao. Then we'll do. Should I do it? He did do it. Let's go back to Man U. I think Falcao played Man U.
Yeah, Manchester United. Okay, there you go.
Yes.
Kachi, thank you for tempering justice in us. Who are we picking now? What take for Jumba and Kuku Bank and Jamaica? What's their name again? Their goalkeeper, Van der Sar.
Olale.
Van der Sar. Ajax.
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 Yeah, Kanuwako.
Anko Kanu, Inter Milan. Inter Milan.
There you.
Inter Milan.
What's Samuel Eto'o.
Okay. Olale.
Barcelona. Barcelona.
Barcelona is the
Theory. This is
Thierry Henry. Okay.
no,
AS
no. I'm not doing theory. I'm not doing theory. Let's do theory.
Thierry Henry. All right, Mayo.
Mm.
I'm not going to do the club of your heart. Definitely not. So AS Monaco.
AS Monaco. I thought AS Monaco. Yeah. Actually, I can still mention Mbappe now. He played there, you know.
Of course. Why not?
Mbappe.
No. We already used Mbappe. No.
Have we used Mbappe?
We already
Okay.
used Mbappe. No Mbappe. Mention someone else. I don't use Mbappe again.
Why you tackling me? I did not know that information before. Now I know. So to now take effect after.
Okay. After this, already player that you mentioned before, I don't use it again. Olari, your turn.
So yeah,
Mbappe.
you use Mbappe.
Yeah. You have to go back to
It's one or two clubs.
yeah, one or two clubs, definitely. So you have to go back.
To his former club.
Yeah, you
It
have
has
to
to be
mention
one or two clubs.
one of the two clubs.
Yeah.
So
Is
he has just two clubs.
Does he have any other club pre Monaco?
So you have to go with PSG. That's what I'm
Monaco
saying.
now.
Yeah.
You have to go with
Because he's
PSG.
currently paying for PSG. I can't mention his PSG.
Why not?
Okay, PSG.
Okay. You want to say okay.
PSG.
PSG. I'll go with Mikel Arteta.
Mikel Arteta, PSG, Everton.
Okay, so Everton. Am I muted? Okay, I'm not muted. I'll go with look about midfield you know. Past players, Abby. That's my past players.
Past or present?
I'll go with Sami Nasri.
Sami Nasri in Everton?
Sami Nasri, Marseille.
Baba.
No. You said, what did you say now? You said
I said
Everton.
He said Everton.
You said Everton.
I thought you said Arsenal now.
No, I said Everton.
You said Everton.
Oh, okay, Everton.
We're giving you this last chance. Next time you're out.
Everton, what's this? Everton.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6,
Yeah, Russian.
7, 8.
Leo Osman. About you, Lorien.
I don't know. This guy wicked, yeah.
Leo Osman. Leo Osman.
9.
Wow.
8, 7.
Aston Villa.
6. Aston Villa. Did you play for Aston Villa? Are you sure?
Aston Villa.
Villa Aston.
Are you sure, Olawale? I doubt it.
He did not.
He did not play. Okay, so
I'm not
he
sure.
played with Derby. He played with Derby County. And Cali.
But wicked, yeah.
So look at someone we gave a lifeline decided to wicked the next man.
I swear.
I couldn't remember any Everton no player. I tried from the goalkeepers, but that guy wasn't there. Was running. Was commenting.
You could have remembered Tim Howard, Phil Jagenka, Phil Neville.
I was trying to remember Tim Howard.
Daniel Amokachi, Joseph Yobo.
Wait now, Kachi, don't worry now. I'll start. It's my turn now. I know that you will send me out anyway.
So who's out? Who's out now? Who's out?
Olale is out.
Mine is out. What do you expect?
But this guy is a one-man club player now. Debo, wait. This guy is a one-man club player. Well, he went alone. He went alone to Castley.
He went alone to Castley and
Double County.
Can you imagine?
Yeah.
Is it so? Mine
one club man.
How is that one? That way.
Kachi, before you came in, Nayo asked me which club Alex Ferguson played for.
Really? I think it was Aberdeen, right?
No, what's Aberdeen? He played for just two clubs, like Rangers and another club that can't even.
He didn't play for Aberdeen. He only coached Aberdeen.
No, he coached Aberdeen. Yeah, he coached Aberdeen.
Oh, I would have missed that. I would have missed that too.
I don't know who was going to get that anyway. So it's my turn now, Kachi. I'm coming for a juggernaut. So I'll go with Nayo is who I want to send out anyways, but I'll go with I'll go with Carlo Ancelotti.
Carlo Ancelotti, Roma.
Ah,
Wow.
Totti.
Wow.
Totti is a one-man club player. So
Just pack your load.
no. Totti play for just one. Totti play for just one club. There's no way I'm packing my load. So I have to
your loss. That's your loss. You know why?
my loss now. So I have to go back to.
Why did you go and
You
make
have to go back. You have to go back to Roma.
I have to go back to Roma, right?
Yes. Yeah.
So I'll go Cafu.
Cafu, AC Milan.
AC Milan. Ibrahimovic.
Ibrahimovic, I'll go with Inter Milan.
Inter Milan. I will go with Ivan Zamorano.
Actually, that's how to play it.
It's been fun, you know. Yeah.
Because you did my man so bad. We gave you a lifeline. We gave you a lifeline, and you used your lifeline to take out my man.
No, now okay, wait. Let me ask you one question. You know, as a Arsenal. You understand? And you think I don't know that answer, but that guy plays for Real Madrid now. Did you not?
Yes.
Oh, so
you know now you should have said Colo Colo. That's the only Chilean club I know, and I actually played for them.
If you say Colo Colo, that means I'm out. Okay, so you say Real Madrid.
Yes.
If I Zamorano, Real Madrid, I'll go with Cristiano Ronaldo.
I will go with FC20. No, hold on. Not FC20. PSV Eindhoven, sorry.
Okocha.
Cristiano Ronaldo.
No, did you say Cristiano, not phenomenon?
Yeah,
not phenomenon.
Not phenomenon.
Not phenomenon. I'm so sorry. Cristiano Ronaldo.
PSG.
Al Nassr.
So,
1, 2.
Al Nassr. Abubakar. Cameroonian Abubakar. You're fine.
Abubakar play for Porto now. FC Porto.
FC Porto. Then I will go with Deco.
Deco Barcelona.
Barcelona. We're back at Barcelona again. So I'll go with Dani Alves.
Sevilla.
Jose Antonio Riesco.
So we're back at Real Madrid with Jose Antonio Reyes.
Real Madrid. Samuel Eto'o.
Samuel Eto'o, my Inter Milano.
Thank God. I thought it was going to say Bayuka. Okay, so we're back at Inter Milan. I will go with Maicon.
Woo!
Maicon,
wọ́n ti gbé mi ní handicap. Yeah, it's Inter Milan, but Roma.
Yeah. Why should he play for Roma? Yeah.
Why? So out of all the club, you couldn't even go.
He played for Roma. It just dawned on me that yes, he played Roma.
8.
What's the name of that guy that wear 82 for Roma? That's small boy that wear 82 for Roma.
I'm not going to tell you.
Okay.
5.
My bad.
4.
Kati, you are done with, don't worry. Yeah, go. What are you
One. Ignition. There is out. So it's myself versus Kachi right now. Oh, this is going to be a tough one. I need to send Kachi away as soon as possible.
As quickly as possible.
As quickly as possible. That's the only thing I can do. I need to send you out. Oh my God. What can I do? Let me see. Damn.
Are you supposed to start or I'm supposed to start?
You are the one that said someone else now. And Olawale is out there, so it's going to come back to me.
Okay.
Oh my God. Let me go to Aroso to complain. I'm trying to remember the guy's name. I can't even remember the guy's name, child. Oh my god. That guy will be
Who?
the surest. That guy will be the surest person for me. That guy that strike for okay.
I'm supposed to start
That that
sincerely.
that yeah, supposed to, why? Olawale is Kachi supposed to start. Me is Kachi supposed to
You
start. I'm
you
supposed to start.
started you started the event, you started the show. When Olale went out, you started the other round again.
It has to be
I know it's the but I'm playing devil's advocate. All right, you go ahead.
Okay. Okay, Kachi, you're out. I don't know what you want to.
okay,
This
who's
one,
starting?
if we get it
Oh
right,
yeah, now
I'm
you
out.
guys should just
And if,
anyone
and if
now.
you don't get it
Anybody
right,
can start now.
Yeah.
uh, so I'll go with uh, uh, I'll go with Carlos Alberto,
Which of the Carlos Alberto?
the one that played at Porto.
Carlos Alberto that played at Porto.
I love you, Kachi. You can't get this one. Let me
Ah,
do countdown. Let me do countdown now.
who's about to just mention
No,
one
let's see.
Brazilian club.
No, it's not yet
Just
time
mention
for
one
countdown.
Brazilian club.
9, 8,
Why are you doing
1,
this?
7,
2.
6, 5, 4, 3, 2,
No. I
1.
couldn't get it.
Can't you
I
just mention
couldn't
the
get it.
Brazilian club?
I think
Like
he played for
Rio
Porto. Guy,
Mention the
Santos,
Brazilian club now.
he's gone. He's gone.
Santos.
He's
Did he
gone.
play
He's
for
gone.
Santos or Vasco da Gama?
I think he played for. I think Alberto played for Corinthians, if I'm not mistaken. But
Corinthians. I don't
I
even
think
know
he
this
played for.
Carlos Alberto. There are so many Carlos Albertos.
No, no be the, no be the
So there was
Oga.
That's
the one
why I
that
should
So
have
the one that played for
started.
Porto when he won the Champions League.
no,
That is why I
yeah,
should have started because I was going to set you up. Benjani Wari Wari.
Benjamin one.
Man
He
City,
played for
Man
Port,
City, Portsmouth, Man
Portsmouth.
City, Portsmouth.
Imagine us here now. Imagine boy. So Olale, yeah, there you go. 2-time defending champion. Give me a shout out now, Kachi. Don't be a beefer.
Oh, congratulations for winning an already rigged game.
Okay, now.
Anyways, let's start the show proper, guys. But let's go into I don't even know where we'll start from, but basically we'll just do a quick review of the Champions League before we go to one or two games in the Premier League, and of course we'll talk a little bit about basketball before we go off today. So we'll start with the Champions League as a matter of fact, and there you go. Your predictions were somehow. So I'm going to come back to tackle you.
Our prediction.
So I'll start with the PSG Newcastle game. Everybody thought PSG would be able to give a good account of themselves, given they were playing at home. Luis Enrique is the coach. Newcastle kick and follow football, energetic midfield. That's what they base their game on, as a matter of fact. And they have a couple of cerebral strikers. But no one thought PSG would need a dubious penalty to even get a draw. Because as far as I'm concerned, PSG are supposed to lose that game. That penalty was not even a penalty to start with.
Yeah.
Olade, I'm going to start with you on this one. Great disappointment, if you ask me, as a PSG fan, or is this expected, given what we had in the first leg?
Well, for me, I think I think I remember after the game at St. James's Park when Newcastle beat them by 3-0. The mood around the sporting world was like, wow, this is surprising. Nobody was expecting. Of course, probably nobody was expecting them to lose like that. But I said, okay, remove Mbappe from that team. That team is not better than Newcastle. I'm sorry. If you remove Mbappe. So I think it could be disappointing to them. But I think the reality is they have just a decent team this time around. I think they need to accept that fact. It's not a matter of having 2 or 3 superstars who on their nights could get things. I think the reality is this is who they are, and I think they have to face that. We have to. I think the last game that we did against Dortmund, it's now left for Dortmund to probably. Are they going to do them a favor by playing a weakened side or not? If not, I don't see them qualifying. I think Newcastle probably will do the job at home against Milan. For me, I don't think it's a big disappointment. just right from the beginning of the season, immediately I look at the squad. The
Mhm.
only, not disrespecting any of those other players, Usman Dembele, Goncalo Ramos, and the
Yeah.
let me say Ashraf Hakimi. I just don't
Colomwani.
think they are such an exciting side. And again, I still think the level of competition in the French league has a way of dragging them down when it comes to the Champions League.
Dragging them down.
Yeah.
All right. Perfect. Thank you very much. Well said. I don't agree with you that Newcastle on paper is better than PSG. I still see a couple of quality defenders, a world class
No, I said
goalkeeper.
they are on the same level. If you remove Mbappe from it,
Yeah, even if you remove Mbappe, I think PSG should be winning Newcastle on a normal
Debo,
day.
I said
That's
they are on the
that's
same level.
that's what I'm saying. That's what I meant by they're not. They should be winning them. That
Nah,
means they're not on the same level.
probably that's what you are thinking.
Yeah, personally for me,
But
that's why I said
reality is they are not better.
is my opinion. That's why I think, as a matter of fact, I think Castle kick and follow bossful midfield and all. But PSG at home should be able to defeat Newcastle. Newcastle are not that exceptional, if you ask me.
Uh, mm,
Um, Kachi, this is your group, as a matter of
mhm,
fact. So
mhm,
a lot of things are happening. Dortmund came to Milan and defeated you guys.
mhm.
Giroud did not do you a word of favor, losing that penalty,
Penalty.
and that could have set the momentum for Dortmund, as a matter of fact. And Dortmund actually did concede. Sorry, Dortmund scored the first goal. Milan came back with that Chukwueze goal, and from there on, it was just all Dortmund and all. How
Yeah.
disappointed are you with these results? Is as it stands now, it looks like you guys are still apart. But how disappointed are you on this one?
Extremely disappointed, Debo. Considering that when we did the Champions League preview before any ball was kicked,
Yeah,
if you do remember, we said as close as this group was, that the key to qualifying would be teams making sure that their home games count.
yeah,
And that is one thing that Milan has not done this year in the Champions League. This was a group that um, they flattered to deceive. Um, I guess the momentum from the first two games really took the wind out of their sail. When the first two games between Newcastle and Dortmund, where they failed to even register a goal,
yeah,
was where everything was lost. I thought this game Milan would win it very dirtily, that it won't be impressive.
yeah.
But I would have even settled for a draw. What I wanted, and I should be careful, and I guess as fans who have the opportunity to be, in the media as we are fortunate to be, we should be
Uh-huh.
careful when we state out our wishes. Because I said Milan will win dirtily, and that the best result I wanted for the other two teams was for them to get a draw.
Get a
Uh,
draw.
and
Yeah,
and they
they did.
granted one of my wishes and did not grant the other one. But performance-wise, this was not a performance that deserved a victory or even a positive result. Dortmund came, set in their ways, used their youthfulness to a very large advantage. And this is not a knock on Milan, because this Milan side is not old. However,
Uh-huh.
we said it before that the big guns, for some reason, have not looked motivated. So it looks like
Yeah.
whatever man management Stefano Pioli had that helped them win the league, the message is not passing through anymore.
Passing through
Now,
anymore.
I'm not calling for a change in guard, because since Stefano came in, you can still see those performances creep in once in a while.
Wow.
Maybe
Yeah.
the wholesome changes that happened to the team probably still needed a
Yeah.
little bit
Exactly.
more. Stefano
Yes.
is not the kind of guy. Stefano is not the kind of guy that can implement his changes over the course of one off season.
Yeah.
Milan got
Yeah.
close to 6 new players
Yeah.
coming.
Yeah.
They lost Brahim Diaz. They
Yeah.
lost Tonali, who was the heart and soul. So maybe
Yeah.
it was too much to overcome. What they can now do, because while I still have that slight hope, I do think Newcastle finishes the job. and get the second spot,
Second spot.
which would now vindicate ESPN, because I've held a big ground that I was waiting for the end of this group when I will come out and tear a new one for ESPN that predicted that PSG and Newcastle will come out of this group.
Good.
I think they
Yeah.
should focus back now on the Syria and see how they can come back to the Champions League, because I think it's all over.
All right, perfect. Nayo, I'm going to come to you, and that will be the game between Galatasaray and Manchester United. United reached to an early lead, 2-0 up, and Onana just forgot his brain
Yeah,
back at yeah.
Onana.
Onana, Manchester United. I strongly believe if that did not happen, probably they would have gotten a better result on the night against Galatasaray, which is not an easy one to play in. Your thoughts, Ni?
My thought, there's no thought. I wasn't really expecting anything. The fact that a snake has shed his skin does not make it change its behavior. I wasn't going to that match. In fact, I wasn't surprised they drew the game. While Novexo, I'm not being, but I'm just trying to say that those guys were tough. Look at their lineup, look at the players that they fielded. Oh boy, Zaha was on fire. It was just, all those guys that you'd have forgotten play football, and look at the way they were. And again, I still think, man, they don't. I don't know if they have patterns still. I don't understand what they do. Nana did not even make it easier for them. That goal was totally, I think one or two goals,
Rangers. Yeah.
was totally uncalled for. A whole professional goalkeeper, a Champions League final goalkeeper is doing those kind of things. And again, it's the old. I don't know what's going on in the mind of the coach, but I felt that they themselves they went into that match not expecting too much. They gave their best, obviously, but I think there's still something missing. I think they have a dressing room
There's
voila. I think
there's a whole lot missing in that team, if you ask me. A
yeah.
whole lot
So
thing that's happening. And Olali, for the game between, definitely we're not going to talk about
Okay, I'm
the
listening.
Bayern match. Yeah, I'm not going to talk about the Bayern match. Definitely. To a more juicy one would be the game between Sevilla and PSG. Sevilla racing to 2-0 lead until that catastrophic red card, and PSG came back to win that game 3-2. How exciting is it for PSG, and how disappointed should be
PSB.
Sevilla? Yeah, for PSV, and how disappointed should Sevilla be? I think for this kind of games, where you are leading 2-0 and you have a red card, the in-game management itself is as important
Mhm.
as the players playing on the field. So it's the coach that actually gets the positive results in these kind of games as much as the players on field as well. I don't know if you agree with me on this one. Olali.
We are well. I think Sevilla should be disappointed. I mean, the fans, like you rightly said, on paper, this should be an easy win for them. But looking at prior to this game, they played 4 games prior to this game, and they've only amassed just 2 points. That's to show you how poor they've been so far in the Champions League this season. They lost home and away to Arsenal, and so they've not really been impressive. But like you rightly said, if you are on top of a game like that for the better part of the game, and yes, there is a red card to your player, you expect as the in-game management to be better from the coach. You
Mm-hmm.
expect him to handle things a little bit better. But the way I think this is where you probably know teams that have character from teams that are just probably all over the place. Uh, they were. I think they should have done better with this, unfortunately, and because the red card came around 66 minutes,
Yeah,
and what do you call it? PSV got their first goal 68 minutes, which means that's on the coach because
yeah, it's an
immediately
indictment
there
of the
was a
coach.
red card. The first thing I remember Mourinho doing his days. If a Mourinho team, uh, let me say, as in got the red card, you
Yeah,
see the immediate. reshufflement in the team in terms of
Yeah, yeah,
structure, everything.
yeah,
Because
yeah.
the first thing you want to avoid as a coach is when you go down to 10 men is to concede
Consider
immediately. It's a
immediately. Yeah,
psychological advantage to the opponent.
yeah,
They will
yeah. One
just
hundred
gather
percent
the momentum from that point. And I think that is where, considering the fact that they are playing at home, you can still feed on the energy of the home fans.
of the
All
fans.
you
Yeah,
need, all you need is between that 66 minutes to 76 minutes, maintain the status quo.
yeah.
Just don't allow them. And this could have before this game, PSG was on 5 points.
Mhm.
If they had won, I didn't mean that Sevilla won the game, they would have been on the same point and they will still have a realistic chance of making it to the next track. As it is now,
Next round.
well, they'll probably be going back to, if at best they can go back to their customary Europa League, which they are known for to probably win every 2 or 3 years. But I think it's probably disappointing. At least I expect them to, from when the draws were made, I consider them as
So, yes.
what do I say,
The next
second
guy.
team in the
Yeah,
group to
yeah. That
qualify
group.
along us now. For them to have only 2 points out of 5 games, of course, is very, very disappointing.
All right, perfect. Thank you very much for that. So a run through of the games or the standings as we have it as of today. Bayern have already qualified. Copenhagen, Galatasaray have the same number of points at 5 points. United still have the outside chance of qualifying. They have 4 points. So the guys right above of them are not that exceptional. Arsenal has already qualified. PSV, if they can get a positive results, at least a draw, are through to the next round as
I,
well.
I, I think they're already through. I
Through
believe
to
they've
the
already. I think PSG
yeah,
and Arsenal have
Lens.
punched in their tickets.
Oh, okay, if Lens gets a positive result, I don't know, because Lens are on 5 points right now. PSG are on 8 right now. I'll beat a minus six goal difference, but I don't know if it's head to head. But I believe it's head to head. Lens might have an outside chance of still qualifying, which is a long shot. Real Madrid and on 15 points already qualified. We see two guys from the from different fathers that were different same
Teammates.
teammates scoring in this particular fixture. Napoli second right now. Braga with 4 points, and the Real Sociedad and Inter Milan have actually gone through. Benfica out of the tournament already. Atletico Madrid with 11 points, closely followed by Lazio that's already qualified as well on 10 points. The last game would tell us exactly who's going to be on top on this one. Dortmund, PSG, Newcastle, and Milan. Dortmund are through already, but of course, PSG, Milan, and Newcastle still have an outside chance. Three of them can still go through to join Dortmund. Man City and RB Leipzig are off to the next round as well. While Barcelona have gone through, all things being equal, Porto and Shakhtar on the same number of points. But whatever happens on the last day will go a long way to determine who joins Barcelona or who drags Barcelona down. Because if Barcelona go and lose on the last day, okay. Anyways, okay. If Barcelona loses on the last day, there might be trouble in the
In paradise.
in the paradise for that one as well. And for them, we'll move straight to the English Premier League, where a whole lot happened this weekend. Olale, the whole lot that happened this weekend. But like we always say on this show, it's going to get to everybody. It's going to touch everybody. Man City looks like they were immune, like they got all the right decisions over the past couple of years. But today it was just a show of error, of horror. It was a show of horror, and I've never seen anything like that. I think it was Rodri that was on the ground and he won the ball, made a perfect pass for Grealish that would have gotten one on one. And the game was at 3-3 for crying out loud. And the referee blew to go back to that foul. I've seen them saying, okay, this was a VAR, whatever, but this is in game. It was a
Yeah.
poor in game management. Poor in-game management. Olale, your view on this one. Olale.
Yeah, I think it's just one of those crazy things that happens. Yeah, can you hear me? I said it's just one of
Yeah,
those
go
crazy
ahead.
things that
Okay.
happens in football. This is not the
Yeah,
first time we are seeing things like this. It happens probably.
yeah.
Yeah, I said this
Go
virtual
ahead,
this
please. Go ahead. We can
one
hear
of
you.
those things that happens in football. It's not the first
Mm-hmm.
time. It's crazy. Yeah, it's crazy, but City just have to take it. I like probably we've been saying on this show, bad officiating, VAR problem, everything we always you find there are games is going to go in your favor. There are games is going to go against you. I think one of those days that is going to go against City is this match. But I don't think City should focus on that. I think they will be doing a lot of the service to themselves if they focus on that VAR. What do you call it? Decision.
The
I think they
the
have to
poor
really be
appreciating.
concerned about the level at which they are conceding goals. They've conceded 10 goals. They've conceded 10 goals in the last 4 matches. Premier League, that is concerning. They need to look at their old defensive setup. How and of course, it could be argued that they've had relatively not too easy fixtures in those period. But again, what we know City for, not like they set up their team to defend, but they are very good at keeping what do you call it
Or
opponent
defensive
at bay.
solidity. Yeah.
I think so with Kevin De Bruyne, who is still expected to miss long if he can regain his match fitness. I think we might be in for a 3 horse race for the Premier League this season, as things stands presently. No disrespect to Spurs, but I just think their injuries, the level of their injury is just too much for them
Yeah,
to
the
probably
inequalities. Yeah, it's crazy.
make
Yeah.
any meaningful what do you call it?
Headway.
But again, I think City will probably. I think Pep probably have to look at his defensive setup and see because it doesn't look good, and it looks. I kudos to Spurs. They were very. They they had a game plan. They had a philosophy, even though for the fact that they are facing City, they stick with to their game plan.
To
They
the game
stick
plan, they
with
were
what
not
they
out.
believe
Yeah.
in,
Yeah.
and it's worked. Just like we saw against Chelsea. If you be brave enough against City, of course they will score goals. You have,
Mm-hmm.
especially with big teams that have talent. I don't see any reason why a big team should be playing a little bit too defensive against City. I'm not saying,
Yeah.
but at least we've seen it with two teams who are ready to go toe to toe with them, at
Uh-huh.
least for now, and they've been able
Yeah.
to get positive results.
Results again
So
then.
as it stands, yeah, I think it's a fair result for both teams for me. I just don't think we should focus too much about that VAR thing. It's like we are rightly say it's something that will go around.
Neil, I'm going to come to you on this one. City, we might say, okay, this is they've had a bad patch in the last couple of weeks. Considering four against Chelsea, is not something that you expect of City. But then they've been missing KDB. Akede Godegan left over the summer as well, and the replacement were not good enough. What could be tweaked for City? And my question will be based on the fact that will it have been better for them to just switch Grealish into the KDB role, at least for now, since Grealish has played that role successfully in the past. I'll be playing for a smaller franchise in Aston Villa. Now,
Yeah, well, uh, first of all, before I answer your question, back to that analysis of that referee decision. Like what Pep,
mhm,
Pep said at the end of the game, he said, "No comment. I don't want to make Ateta's kind of comment so that I don't get fined." You understand? Anyways, I
yeah,
just needed to get that out of the way. So yeah, back to what you're saying. Well, yes, the fact that Grealish played that role very well when he was in Aston Villa doesn't mean he's going to do the same. I think people are just looking at it only from the perspective of Man City. You need to understand that other teams too. When you are going to play them, it's like when you want to play Chelsea. That time that Chelsea were hot, you're not going to. You can't play your normal way. You have to go aggressively against them. So now people are been, looking at their weaknesses. Yes, KDB not in the team is one weakness, you understand. But even when it comes back, you understand, people have not been able to identify that, oh, so this is where you guys are weak at to penetrate, And kudos to Tottenham Hotspur today for going head to head with them, even though the first half they were all over the place, missed passes from Tottenham, playing from the back, which was City's domain. But again, you can tweak for all you like. I think it's not going to be easy for them like the last 3 seasons when they have won the league. People are now studying them specially, you understand, before going to play with them. So if we are going to kick you, we kick you. If we are going to grab you, we grab you. We just frustrate you. You understand? But I don't think Grealish can fill the void that KDB has left.
Yeah, 100%. I agree with you. He will not be able to feel it, but at least that could actually give them a breath of fresh air. And that's just my opinion. As a matter of fact, I feel
No,
Kachi,
but
I
but
don't know.
Nico,
Yeah,
I
sorry. Go
think
ahead.
I think Ike Godigan is the one I think they are
Would
really
have,
missing
yeah,
in that
would
team.
have done that. Yeah, could
All
have
due
done that.
respect
Mm,
to
to KDB.
Julian Alvarez.
Yeah,
Julian Alvarez does not offer them that additional control in the middle of the park. Julian Alvarez is the one playing the KDB role. And of course, he's a natural striker. So,
exactly.
in as much as he has interpreted that role to his own best, could you imagine a Godegan? A Godegan still had the advantage. He arrived at the box at the right time to score those goals, and it still had that additional control to the midfield, which I
Control the
think is
midfield
what is a bit missing in the way they play
in their
now.
team.
They don't. I think teams. I think Alvarez being there makes them look like they are playing more of a 4-4-2
Two
system
strikers.
more than the usual 4-3-3, or that looks more like a 4-5, exactly like they are playing with the two strikers.
Yeah.
So I think it
Yeah.
has a little bit of effect in their ability to
So
control
so
games
so
to an extent. And
so
my
they should
talk
splash. They should splash.
when
They should
you got
splash the
even
cash now.
if you remember the article I wrote about Arsenal, about what will be a successful season for Arsenal. Like I said, I expect Arsenal to challenge because I think City have not really replaced some of those players that left very well. Probably
Capital
Doku has
left.
replaced Mahrez very well, but I don't think they've gotten a perfect replacement and with Kevin De Bruyne now
Okay.
out for a reasonable time. I think it is time for teams like Arsenal and Liverpool to take advantage of that
To
going to
step
the
up.
latter stretch of the season.
Yeah, and talking about someone stepping up, Kachi, I'm gonna come to you. Liverpool versus Fulham, and that's a game that Liverpool actually did step up.
Mhm.
At the point, it looks like it was done and dusted. 3-2, look cruising for Fulham. You
Um,
know, everything was going their way until Liverpool bring out that Anfield spirit. And
mhm,
every coach that I've seen, everybody that I've seen, like in the Premier League, and that includes Arsene Wenger, Ferguson, they always give you this folklore tale of Anfield. That is the
mhm,
worst place that you can play in. You can't act them. They are like the 12th player for the team. And they did that,
mhm.
and they did that wonderfully well. Arnold getting that winner. Are they here to challenge, or is still a pretense, or we should just take it one at a time? Because really, we
Uh,
don't want English Premier League becoming a farmers league, and it is right
the
now.
Scottish League. You don't want it becoming the Scottish League. Uh,
Yeah,
I echo Alale's sentiment when he said this season he believes that this is a three-horse race, or we could probably even call it a 3.5 horse race, depending. Or no, let me put it this way: it's a 4 horse race. We have three whole challengers and two half challengers in Spurs and Newcastle. So Spurs and Newcastle combined make one because they are
oh my
half
god,
challengers in that way. But more realistically, it's a 3 horse race. You will never rule out a team coached by Jurgen Klopp.
you're a club, yeah,
That
100%.
that even in last year when we knew they were going through whatever it was they were going
Yeah,
through,
they're a bad patch.
we found out that Klopp had some personal issues. No, it wasn't really the club. I think Klopp wasn't coaching the team to the standard he had already built. But that's aside. Amazing what a change in position can do for a player's confidence. We are seeing a fresh breath of air for Trent
Just as
Alexander-Arnold
Arnold.
now. He's getting in among the goals, being decisive, and it's not necessarily not being exposed simply because he's somewhere in the middle. There's always a
Mhm.
cover.
Yeah.
Another thing I was really happy to see was McAllister getting among the goals as well. That is a World Cup champion. The performances he's put in the past deserved a finished product, which we got this time around. But
Mhm.
kudos to the fans for pushing that team
Yeah.
over the hump. Fulham
Yeah.
came to spoil the party. And let's not forget that last season, the downward spiral we saw Liverpool experience
Uh-huh.
also started at Craven Cottage when
Mm.
I believe it was Mitrovic. I can't remember. I think that was Mitrovic's last season in
Yeah.
Fulham when he
Yeah.
also decided that was really where it started. I think it was the first game of the season or second game of the season. I can't remember.
Yeah, it was the
And
first. It was the
Fulham,
first game, I guess.
yeah,
Yeah,
and
that
Fulham threw a wrench in their
had.
works.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
so something that I wanted to say, if you had asked me about Spurs City, is something I
See,
want
yeah.
to say here. Spurs, for some reason, since Pochettino helped them navigate that Champions League semi-final against City,
Uh-huh.
somehow has an inherent confidence whenever they play City. I think
Mm,
the same thing is happening with Fulham. Fulham somehow go into games against Liverpool knowing they can play spoiler.
mm.
It would have happened today, but somehow the performances, I call it resilience. I reached out to a Liverpool friend of mine who lives in Montreal here, and I told him, kudos to your team for being really resilient. Sometimes you don't need to blow teams out of the way. You need to grind out results however you can. And this was a result they ground out, similar to the Brentford performance Arsenal put up last week. This was a result they needed to get. That this result now pushes City to third. So
To the
City
third.
mentally are not thinking of overtaking just one club, which they've known
Mm-hmm.
how to do over the course of
Yes.
10 years.
Yeah.
Now
Yeah.
they need to mentally navigate two teams ahead
Two
of them.
things.
And these
Yeah.
are two teams that may not necessarily drop as many points. City has drawn 3 straight games, considered about 10 goals in 3 games. So what it's shown is that team would concede goals. What those
Mm.
other two teams in front have shown is we can now win games that in the past we would have lost. So I'm all here for a 3 horse, 3.5, 4 horse race, but give kudos to Liverpool.
All right, perfect. Thank you very much for that. Kachi, I heard a new one. I don't know what I'm going to do in life about that. I'm like, okay, it's a 4 horse race, three horses and 2 halves, and
Two
that and those
donkeys,
are
3 horses
two
and two
donkeys and
donkeys,
two
please.
donkeys and two donkeys. Olali, it's a problem, and it's a statement of fact here. If United goes to St. James's Park and you expect United to lose. St. James's Park is not an easy ground for anybody. Even years to years, 10, 15 years ago, 20 years ago. It has never been an easy place to go to. But if you are going to Manchester United is going to St. James's Park, and the expectation is that they are going to lose, the best that they can get out of it is going to be a draw. And there's crisis. And I've listened to so many analyses from both fans, sport analysts, and everybody. And what I could get is United does not even have a pattern of play. Everybody keep repeating it, that they don't even have a pattern of play. And we are seeing that week in, week out. You know, last season there was a mask of the whole situation because Casemiro came in, things changed a little bit. Marcus Rashford went through. I think he scored 30 goals last season, most of them coming from the left hand side, individual brilliance. Those marks the situation. But now we're seeing that those things are not sustainable, and we're seeing the cracks, and it's getting wider every day, every day. is it safe to say that we are officially back to the pre Alex Ferguson Manchester United? And for kids that don't know anything about football, that started watching football like 5 years ago, pre Ferguson Manchester United was SHITTE, SHITTY. That was what Manchester United was pre Ferguson. Ferguson came and everything changed. Olale, is it safe to say we are back there? And is this guy, the low budget Pep Guardiola, is he the one that will take us out of this situation? Or we should look for someone else? I told you who I wanted. I told you what I think. I'm going to echo that sentiment data when I'm asking Kachi and Neo. But is this guy the right guy for us to take out of this route? And we are officially back in that situation.
No, I think the thing is this. I think before Fergie, when Fergie joined United 86, and by the time they won the league 93, it was I think 25 or 20 something years.
Gap.
When as in about when they won their last title. Looking at things now,
Mm-hmm.
I think we'll probably be in the pre Fergie era around 4 years ago. But of course, it's very difficult for fans to accept, and
To
that is why
admit.
you see a lot. And I think the question at this stage is not about whether ETH is the right. For me, I don't think it's a question of whether ETH is the right man or not. I just think I see a situation whereby that time it's a wrong time for any good coach to come to United at this point in time. Like just like you say, it's a pre Fergie era. A lot we've seen Mourinho getting out, getting sacked. We've seen Yusbaha getting sacked. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. So I don't think, and everything looks the pattern is there. First season looks a bit decent, and second season okay, Mourinho probably took it to the third season, probably social, but this looks similar to what happened to Use Van Hart too. So a decent first season and just everything falls apart in the second season or third season thereabout. So I think the coach has his own issue. I think you can't exonerate him, but the team as
Yeah.
a whole, when you look at the squad like that, I think United have not been aggressive enough about their clear out, and I think that's the biggest problem. If you want to do a rebuild, you do a massive rebuild. United wants like if you want to do a rebuild, I don't expect somebody like Victor Lindelof to be in United. Victor Lindelof has never had a good season. It has always been a below par. I'm sure Mourinho that signed him. If Mourinho
No,
was
I totally
supposed to
agree. I
still
agree.
to be in United today, I'm not sure Mourinho will have kept him up to me. So you have a situation whereby coaches that have
Anthony
come in
Martial
have
is
been
still in
probably
Manchester.
forced. They have been forced to work with some players that they won't be able
Deadwoods.
to work with. So sometimes it's easy to say this guy has not been able to have. I understand the fact. I'm not exonerating him from that because we've seen a team like Spurs. I I don't know how many players they've actually signed that actually transpired as in transformed that team. Like I mentioned to you last year, I said Spurs was lacking coaching, and you probably disagree with me because everybody respected Conte. So I'm not exonerating ETH, but I just think the situation United is just too complex. You have Masiasti in that team. You have somebody like Lindelof. You have a lot of players that I'm sure if you ask the manager, I'm sure he
What
doesn't
does
want
he
them to
think
be
of
there,
them?
but probably is out of his control. He doesn't have the what do you call it, the power to say sell these players. The
To the
way the
market
United
clearance.
board value players is quite different. On his own part too, he has not really. I think the signings have not really worked, especially this season. I think the writing was already on the wall with the caliber of players he was bringing in. Immediately we heard about the Messi Mount signing, I was very, very confused. Like, where are we going from here? Rasmus Hoyland, I don't think he's a bad striker, but like I rightly said then in the article that I think whatever this guy will do will depend on the service he's going to get. Each has his own problem. I don't think he's be able to figure out what he wants to do in midfield. Amrabat here, uh, Casemiro there. He has not. I think he has become pragmatic in such a way that he wants to get results,
At
and
the
he has
same time,
forgotten that he is here to rebuild at the same. So he has abandoned that his philosophy of trying to, okay, this is what I want to
yeah.
do. We know
Mm-hmm.
how it adds to. So, like, if the team was the Arsenal lost to Newcastle 1-0, United lost to Newcastle 1-0, forget about the scoreline. It's a different thing entirely. If you look at the game,
The game
United
itself,
was not
yeah.
in the contest. Arsenal was in the contest. And that's why I normally tell people outside, when you are in a rebuilding phase, I don't think result is the most important thing. It is the way you
Mm-hmm.
play that is the most important. Because the way you play will determine how sustainable those wins can come. And
Yeah.
that's the problem with
Yeah.
United over time. They've been able to finish in some decent places in the league. But if you look at the pattern and the manner at which they've achieved those things, you've always known that this team has not really moved forward. So I think
Yeah.
ETH eventually will get sacked. I don't think it's going to survive it. But like someone said, I would just want the people that understand football to do it, not the current board. We don't know
All right.
much about the Sajim takeover, it's 25% takeover, depending if we can set up a proper footballing, what do you call it,
Team.
team, like we've
Yeah.
been hearing in the media, I think it will be in that right position
To
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 take
to
that
to move
decision.
things
I
move
think
things forward.
ETH time is off. I don't think he can do anything with that squad as it stands now. I think he will eventually leave. That's the way it is.
All right.
And for
Perfect.
me,
Thank you very much,
like what I
Olali.
told you in the afternoon, I think this.
Uh-huh.
Sorry, I think it's the right time for United fans to accept we are not good. We can't compete with Chelsea, Arsenal. We can't compete with Liverpool. We can't compete with Man
Liverpool,
City.
Man City.
You know why? When you have that mentality now, it allows you to build a proper team. It's not like, okay, we just want to finish fourth. No. If it takes you to finish seventh and eighth and start building from there,
To
not
get
this
to get the building
patch up,
phase.
something kind of just bring one player you think is going to do a magic. No, it won't work. If you think it's going
Yeah.
to work, the last 10 years have shown that it will not work.
Yeah, yeah, 100%. Thank you very much, Olali. Now you, I'm going to come to you before I go to Kachi, and and I'm coming to you. As a matter of fact, both of you will be able to resonate with it. Milan was in a rebuilding phase. Arsenal was in a rebuilding phase post Arsene Wenger. You guys got in an Embre. He headed in premium tiers, and the first few years of Mikel Arteta was horrible. Arsenal will play like 10 games, lose 8, draw 2, bad strings of results. But everybody saw what Arteta was trying to achieve. As a matter of fact, someone like me did not see it. I still did not believe in him. But the footballing guys, Edu and Josh, they understood what Mikel was trying to do. And we can see what Arsenal have been able to achieve as of today. They are back in the mix. 5, 6 years ago, nobody can talk about Arsenal being in the mix for Premier League. How? You understand? Not even 3 years ago, nobody can ever say that. But they built themselves up to a position where Michael Owen said, apart from Real Madrid and a couple of other teams, he thinks Arsenal is like the 5th best team in the UEFA Champions League. That goes to show
I think
you,
number four. I think number four.
yeah,
I'll
exactly.
take Arsenal
That
number
goes to show you, yeah, that goes to show you, and Olawale is alluding to that. That goes to show you the improvement. But that improvement was not achieved overnight. It took years to get to that place. It took someone like you that is an added Arsenal fan to say, okay, we are shitty, we are bad, we are the worst. This is the worst I've seen Arsenal being in years, but they are there already. Do you think Manchester United should take that same position? I'm like, okay, right now it's bad. And personally, I feel the only person that can look the board in the eyes and tell them that thing, at least for the past couple of, out of all the past couple of coaches that they've had, is Rav Ragnick. Tell them like, oh, these are the players that we need to do. We need to try and put open our surgery. Do you think that is the route United to take right now, or should just stick with ETH? At least is as an apostle of Pep Guardiola as well. Maybe he knows what he's doing. Maybe.
Okay, so thank you. I think, like you said earlier, and then like Wally had pointed out, the first thing United need to understand is that they are bad right now. You understand? So when you accept that, okay, I'm SHITTY, or how did you call it earlier? And that's the first step. That means okay, you understand that there's a common problem. Catch you, I don't know why you're laughing. So now you can feel personally. I feel you can, apart from the fact that Man U has some personal management or board issues that they are dealing with over the years. I also think that ETH too. It's not. Uh, I don't know. You understand? We can call it whatever we want to call it. We can name it whatever we want to name it, but it doesn't cut it. The fact that I won at what's it called, this Netherlands league or something, you won with
I
Ajax. You cannot
Ajax.
you cannot say because you don't. If you say the French League One is Farmers League, what are you going to call the division, or what do they call themselves? Marketplace. So now, so let me just tell you. So you now bring that kind of guy here.
Hello.
So
Then
okay,
you
look
guys
at
know
this.
something
Look
else.
look about this. What's his name? The this coach now in German league. This former Real Madrid player, former Liverpool player, that's coaching
Xabi Alonso. Xabi
Xabi
Alonso.
Alonso. I think if you need to understand that there are new trends of coaches that are now emerging. Look at the Zibri for what's it called, Brighton.
Bryson.
You understand? You cannot ETH, like you said, low budget prep. It doesn't cut it. I'm sorry to say. You understand, regardless of it, because I see him sometimes. There's no pattern.
That's the
Even
problem.
you
Yeah.
look at Newcastle. You want go and watch Newcastle for the first 10 minutes. They will zap your energy. You know that's what you're going to do.
Yeah.
But Man U, I'm like, even though we are, I don't like Man United. You understand? But the fact that we've been rivals over the years, that's the joy of watching being a football lover. You want that competition, but seeing them in that situation is sad. You understand? And you can say remove one player, this player. This guy could not manage the likes of Ronaldo. He couldn't manage the likes of big players. Now he's now saying this and that. What do you expect is going to happen? So yes, they can look at Arsenal. We had to be very resilient. We also had our own problems. We were building a stadium, and then we had a lot of front issue behind the back. But Arsenal just had this way of calming things down. Everybody was just throwing yabs at him that, oh, he didn't want to sign this and that, but not knowing that what is after six is
The
more than seven. You
seven. Yeah.
understand? And
Yeah.
again, we also brought in Emery that cost us that final against Chelsea, at the UL. And then even when we went for Ateta, people were like, no, we should have gone for Patrick Vieira or this and that and that and that. But again, you just have to trust the process. There needs to be a project. You need to know that, okay, you need to commit to a project and it's going to be long term. You understand? And that's what I can say. Yeah.
All right. Perfect. Thank you very much, Kachi. Your team has been through the process as well. AC Milan did that. Take themselves out of the Europa
The
League.
Europa
That's
League. Yeah.
we're not playing. We need to rebuild, and you guys rebuild your team. You won the Syria against all odds. Got to the semifinals as early as last year. I guess you guys were in the semifinals of the Champions League against your eternal rivals, Inter Milan, and that took a whole lot of process. It took a whole lot of sacrifice.
Took 7
Uh,
years. Yeah.
but if you want to start a project, it has to be with someone that is reasonable. It's like searching for marriage. Your partner needs to be right. Is ETH that right person for the marriage, or they should just bring back Ralph Ragnick, or would you say, okay, I think this person would be good for them. Something we all make that mistakes. At least I make that mistake. I would have thought Graham Potter would turn out the way that he did at Chelsea.
Mm.
So
Let's be honest here. United with ETH is almost like a double-edged sword. Um, we need to understand that when you are going to rebuild, the first thing you want to do is reduce your wages, the average wage expenses, players' wages in your team, in your squad.
mhm,
Number two, allow the coach pretty much be
the Alpha and the Omega of the team.
the dictator, so to speak. We saw Pep do it with Eto, Zlatan, and Ronaldinho
Yeah,
shipped out of Barca. We saw Ateta do it with Lacazette, with Aubameyang. It doesn't have to
Socrates,
be with Ozil.
Kofi, Ozil.
Just Get that old blood. There are people with mindset similar to what I was saying. Right now, the mindset Spurs has over City is we can match you guys anyway. It's a mindset thing. Reduce the wage, change the mindset. Man U does not want to reduce the wage. Man U is reluctant because players are like, there's everybody knows I am not worth what I am being paid now. I will not go anywhere else. Let me collect all this money, then I'll go and find somewhere else to go later on a free. So they have. So I think ETH being the right person or not is not the issue. The issue is there is a culture deficiency right now in Manchester United, and that is coming from the ownership. The ownership has shown it that we are not here to promote excellence. We are not here to maintain a standard. I'm not. I think it was on our News Instanta social media page. I can't remember if it's not. Hopefully, I can give credit to the page I saw it. Aberdeen had won the league, and they were interviewing Sir Alex Ferguson. And this was a day he won the league, right on the pitch. And he lambasted every single player that played for Aberdeen that day, except one person, saying only one player won them that league. That whether they win the league or not, there is a standard he expects his team to play. And that on that day, they did not play up to that standard. So right now, there is a culture in Manchester United that is not a culture of excellence. It is purely a culture of showing a profit. And the players see it. You can say players, they are human beings. They know when they are not in a well-run organization. They know. And they would do exactly what it takes to let you know. We know. What can you say? You kick us out, we'll tell everybody what's happening.
That's why they will come after him every match, coming to social media and just say one or two things.
Exactly. Exactly. So I think it's a cultural thing. So let's hope when Sir Jim Ratcliffe is coming and it will bring a culture of excellence. Everybody keeps saying whatever they want to say about Florentino Perez. Perez has held Real Madrid to a standard such that even in a time when they've lost 6 key players to injury, there is a standard you play at when you wear the white of Real Madrid. It does not matter if you're handicapped, if you have a flu, there is a Real Madrid standard, and then there is this. Right now, we don't know what that standard is in Man United. And the coach is handicapped because he is being expected to produce results with players he inherited who are not buying into his message. So it's going to be wholesome. Radnick said this. We all laughed then, even though I did not laugh. I have to be honest. I did not laugh. Radnick has said it that this thing goes beyond just, hey, we're not producing results. Open heart surgery. Organs must be removed and new ones put in place. And until United, there's this funny set of social media guys who always come out to give funny commentaries, British guys. And they came out and they said, hey, Manchester United, you need to accept the fact right now that you are not good, because they have high expectation of a team that is not up to that. And that is what is making that pressure look like it's so much on ETH.
So much on
ETH is working with expired commodities, figuratively, commodities that cannot cook the kind of soup that Manchester United fans want to eat. And right now, they need to clean out the fridge, have a spring clean. It might cost them. See, Nayo mentioned it. When Arsenal was repaying their loans that they used in building the current the Emirates Stadium, they couldn't compete in the transfer market. All they needed to just do was, hey, guys, show a decent result. 7th, 6th, 5th is decent. Win the occasional FA Cup, decent. We knew the minute Arsenal could go and were offering the kind of deals they were giving players, we knew they had turned the corner. They just needed someone now because everybody there did not have a winning culture. They needed a coach to introduce the winning culture. Right now, reduce your wages, reduce expectation, and have a culture change. And they have to give ETH. When he did it with Cristiano Ronaldo, We thought, oh, carte blanche, the biggest dog has been taken away. Very soon we will see the other troublemakers shipped
Troublemakers
out.
leave.
But he stopped, he did it with Ronaldo and stopped. And the other boys are looking at him that, okay, Ronaldo is an old man. You can't do it with us. The Gen Z mentality, and he's not been able to navigate it.
To
So I
replicate
think
that.
that's really what the issue is. It's a culture thing, and it's going
Oh
to
God.
take more than 3 years to fix.
To fix. All right. Anyways, Enzo Fernandez inspired Chelsea defeated Brighton and Hove, despite the red card to Conor Gallagher in that match 3-2. Everton defeated Nottingham Forest away from home, 1-0. Arsenal were cruising against Wolverhampton Wanderers, eventually won 2-1, but they missed a whole lot of chances, and I wish them luck if they keep playing the way they are right now. Brentford defeated Luton City 3-1. Burnley defeated their relegation partners 5-0. Sheffield United got a record in that game. West Ham Kudus scoring the goal for West Ham as they played a 1-1 draw against Crystal Palace, while only Watkins scored a late goal to secure a 2-2 draw against Bournemouth away from home as well. So as it stands right now, Arsenal are on top of the league right now with 33 points, followed by Liverpool 31, Man City 30, and the surprising guy, Aston Villa, on 29 points. According to the stats right now, Mo Salah is still the second highest goal scorer in the league with 10 goals. Him himself with 9 goals, and then an Ireland with 14 goals. We don't know when it's going to stop. If you are a player of FPL, then you should know that the top assistant in the league right now is Karen Trippier with 7, closely followed by Pedro Neto with 7 as well. Mo Salah, even though he's one of the highest goal scorer, is with 6 assists, and Oded Watkins with 6 as well. Before we go on the show today, we'll have to talk about basketball, because if we don't talk about basketball, then it's going to be a problem, honestly. And we'll start with the in tournament that's going to be happening later this week. Most people have come in with their all kind of knocks and whatnot, that people are motivated by the $500,000 reward. LeBron James said, according to Dwayne Wade, LeBron James is the cheapest player in the NBA. And LeBron said he's being motivated by that $500,000. Olawale, I'm going to start with you. The son, Bradley B, is definitely out, at least according to the information that I have right now. Correct me if I'm wrong. Is out, but we still have Devin Booker and Kevin Durant. Knack, I think he got to the top 10 highest goal scorers, top scorers in the NBA history. Kevin Durant, I mean, at 35 years old. People are crying already. Who are they leaving the league to? Kevin is 35, Steph Curry is 34, LeBron is 30, 39 or 38 or whatever it is, and they are going to be leaving the league to the Europeans and AD. that's we want. But Olali, to the focus is going to be the Suns versus the Lakers. One game, one shot for the semifinals of this one. Who are you pitching your tent for in this one, Olali?
Yeah, well, both teams they played twice this year. I think the first time was the second game of the season, which we saw. It was probably Kevin Durant versus the whole of the Lakers team. He nearly
Mm-hmm.
put it up until the fourth quarter, about the end
Fourth
of the
quarter.
fourth quarter when the Lakers figured them out and the offense became
Turned it up.
stagnant and they couldn't hit the shot. The second game was during this in-season tournament, which was played in Phoenix, and Lakers stormed back, even though Suns did not probably establish any meaningful lead. But again,
Lead.
we saw in the fourth quarter a two-man game between LeBron James and Austin Reeves, how they were able to bounce back. I think the problem with the Lakers has been very simple: consistency from probably
Yeah.
their number two man, and I think
Number
when
two man. Who is the number two
when
man?
yeah, there was
Wait.
which is
Who is
Anthony
who
Davis,
is
of
the
course.
number?
Anthony Davis,
Ah, how
Anthony
can you
Davis
call
now.
it David?
And
How can you
I
call it
think
David
another
number
problem
two
about
now?
the Lakers is
No, Lala, I'm not going to agree with you.
when
Kachi. Why don't you just call Anthony David number two? It's number one now, Olale, please.
Oga, please stop. Oh. It's number
It's not,
3. Anthony Davis, number two. Number one. Hey, hey. You want us to stop this show and come to Toronto to fight you? Please, Olawale, continue. Don't listen to that man.
So
You are right.
defensively, when they lock, well, defensively when the Lakers lock in, you could they are able to. I think their identity has always been
Uh-huh.
about their ability to defend, and I think in this game they have to show that right from the first quarter. If they want to wait to the because if they want to wait till probably later in the game, and it's a
Thread,
one-off game,
dreadful.
it's not
Yeah.
like you have a two what
Exactly.
you call it or 3-4 game series. It's a one-off game. I think defensively the Lakers will have to be at their best. That is the identity of this team. They win games based on their defense. And they don't have to give up too many points. And I think Austin Reeves will be very key to this. You expect LeBron to come up with his A game. He's a man made for this occasion.
Yeah, for these occasions,
For
yeah.
the Suns, it's pretty same old story, just like what we had when what do you call it? Kevin Durant was with Brooklyn Nets. It has always been availability. Now,
Mm,
since the beginning of this season, we've not seen the three guys playing together, which is a big concern. But I
yeah.
think they have a very good win ratio when they have Kevin Durant and Devin Booker playing together. I think
Booker,
which is
let's
going to
go.
worry, which I think they are going to worry the Lakers a lot.
Wait.
Uh Yusuf Nurkic is going to do his thing, but defensively, it still looks like a liability. It now boils down to is Anthony Davis ready to eat up? What do you call it? If Anthony Davis is eating up the matchup with
Yeah.
Yusuf Nurkic and
Yeah.
LeBron Austin Reeves 2-man game probably in the fourth quarter
Works.
works.
Mm-hmm.
I think you have to give the Lakers the edge here. Yeah,
Mm.
for the fact that they are playing at home. But
Okay.
I think if by any means they uh probably don't bring their A game or
Yeah.
just one or two quarters, you
Yeah.
can't rule out the Phoenix Sun. But I think the
Phoenix
Lakers
Suns. Oh,
should have a slight edge in this.
okay. All right. Perfect. Kacha, I'm gonna come to you. The New York Knicks. I've never expected them. So, and I'm sorry to say that people might come at me like, oh, Jaden Brunson. I forgot the name of the other guy. They are good players. I don't see them as
Mhm,
Julius Randle. Those guys are
mhm,
liabilities more than good players as far as I'm concerned. They are not meant for
mhm,
the big occasions. When you expect them to do something, they are off. That's personal. That's my personal opinion. Anyways, I stand to be
mhm,
corrected.
mhm, mhm.
And unfortunately for them, they are going to be going against the giants
Box.
themselves, the Bucks. And we know what happens when you face the Bucks. They have the train, they have the 3-point shooters, they have the defenders,
Size.
they have
Yes.
the big guys. Yeah.
Mhm.
So it's gonna be for me personally, and I start to be corrected, it's a mismatch for me personally. It's a mismatch. But what do you think, Archie?
It's a one-off game, so it's just expect it to be keenly contested. That is what I
Yeah.
will tell you. If it was just if there was nothing at stake and just a regular season game
Mm-hmm.
number 21 of the season, you probably would
Yeah.
expect Milwaukee to walk all over them. But you
Mm.
need to realize that even though you hear players earn 240 million over 5 years, not everyone in that 15-man squad is earning at that level. Some
Yeah.
players are collecting what they call players minimum, veteran minimum, less than
Yeah.
they. I mean, that $500,000 is almost half of some players' annual paycheck, and
Mm.
it's going to go a very long way. That's one thing. The second thing is, like I said, it's a one-off. So you win, you progress. You don't. I mean, the
Ye-
season is over. You may
Yeah.
not trust them. I personally don't see them as ones. I think they're a bunch of twos who need a one to lead them. That's why
Mm.
everybody thought
Mm.
a Damian
Mm.
Lillard to the Knicks would have been a great signing, but
Mm.
that we
Mm.
can dissect that for another 30 minutes. So let's not go there. So I think this game will be keenly contested. There are certain matchups that and I'm thinking about it now, and I don't know how to say it, but I still think there are certain matchups they would win because they don't have the size, but they do have they are shifty. Brunson can create his shot.
Yeah.
Randall can drive to the paint.
Yikes.
But the issue will be them getting into foul trouble because while it is almost, let's not forget they also have the young Canadian, and I'm trying to remember his name now, who is a pretty decent two-way defender. The
Yeah.
guy was drafted number 2 or number 3 three years ago. The young, I can't remember his name now for the
Go
life
ahead.
of me.
I'll look for you. Don't worry.
Yeah. But with all that being said, there are several ways the Bucks can hurt you. The Knicks are probably against the Bucks are probably two-dimensional, which will limit the opportunity. But you never say never. I still think the Bucks win it, but it will be closer than you think.
Okay. Okay, if you say so. Malali, so far so good. The Boston Celtics, I've not been too impressed with them. If you ask me, but they're going to be playing against the
What
Indiana
else do you want from
Pacers.
them?
What else? I don't know. I just maybe I just feel anybody that comes the way of Celtics should be killed.
They are on
They
top
Should
should
be
be
of
blown
the
away.
Eastern Conference.
Should be blown away. They are
they
the
should be
number one seed in
exactly
the league. They are the number one seed in the
like
league.
I
The
just
only
feel
thing I'm
like
giving them problem is
I,
Orlando
I
Magic.
just I just feel like any game against Celtics it should be blown. It should be a blowout as a matter of fact. That's what I think. That team is too solid. Like they have basically everything that you can want in the basketball team. As a matter of fact, pick any of those guys, they will lead any other team. Now putting them together is just another thing. But I see Albertin has been making ways for himself, with a couple of records broken in the past couple of weeks.
Team.
Celtics is another Pacers. I strongly feel Celtics is gonna do one over them. I don't know if you think so as well. I strongly believe that.
Yeah, I think so.
As
I think
as
the Celtics
Olale,
should win
before you
this.
say something, as long as the referees do not interfere in this and let the players play.
Okay. You're going to tell me what that means later. Go ahead,
I
Olali.
expect Celtics to win this. Like you rightly said, Charles Halliburton is actually doing a good job for what do you call it?
The
For the
Pacers.
Pacers. I expect him to be all-star this year too. He's leading
Well,
the entire league in assists with 11.8. But I just think the Celtics will just have too many firepower for the young Pacers team to deal with. If they get Crystal Porzingis, I think he missed their last 1 or 2 games. If Crystal Porzingis is fit, I think it makes their work much easier. I just think Celtic are going to win this, and I'm waiting for the Celtic Bucks semi-final game in Las Vegas on Thursday. I hope both of them will not
Yeah,
disappoint me.
that would be one that I'm not going to be sleeping over anyways. Kachi, so what did you mean when you said as long as
Uh,
the referees
um,
allow the players to play?
uh, in the
Are you calling
last,
are you
in the
calling the
last,
Celtics to look Joro?
no, no, no,
Is
no,
that
no,
what
no.
you're trying to
I'm
Okay.
saying the referees, the NBA refs are currently ruining the fun in
Oh,
basketball.
yeah.
So
Okay,
if
okay,
the
okay.
referees allow the teams to play, to taunt, to be dominant, to stare down, when you make a crazy dunk on an alley-oop, to look at a
Yeah,
player and tell them you are too small, because those things help psychologically. If you
yeah,
can't
yeah,
allow players put their emotions into games,
yeah,
I think it will take away something from the Celtics. The Celts they're emotional players because they know the history behind their team. In the last 10 weeks, I believe that
yeah,
10 weeks is probably exaggerating it. We've seen ejection and text given to LeBron, given to Jokic, Luka
yeah. Give
Doncic,
it. Yeah.
Steph Curry, Jason Tatum.
True. Yeah,
We've
Trey.
seen
Yanni,
Giannis for doing things that we all came to watch the NBA game for. Taking the
Yeah,
fun
yeah.
away.
Out
LeBron
of it. Yeah,
dunked,
okay. I
held
get
on
what
to
you're
the
saying.
ring, he got a tech. Jason
Yeah.
Tatum dunked, held on to the ring, he got a tech. You
Did you
know,
see? Did you see Trey's own? Trey's was the craziest one. Trey
so
did not even do anything. It was just touching the guy. They gave him a tech, and afterwards an
Le-
injection.
LeBron was having a chat. Just LeBron was giving a tech, and Ime Udoka against the Rocket just 2 days ago.
Yeah,
They
yeah,
were having grown men chats. The referee walked there. to eavesdrop on the conversation, a conversation that did not involve concern him. Those men were not agitated. They were not pulling each other's neck. Nothing. And he gave LeBron a tech and ejected the Udoka. So I think if the refs allow the players to play, we always
Okay,
say in the
yeah,
playoffs,
gotcha.
the refs swallow their
Yes,
whistle a little bit.
yeah.
They need to start swallowing the whistle now, to
Now,
allow these players play with the emotion
but
and the passion we
this
expect them
this is
to.
a sweet tournament that we should enjoy. Please, we should enjoy this
They're
tournament.
winning the
I
game.
I,
They're,
I
they're,
don't
they're
I
literally
never knew
winning the game for
I
me.
never knew we were going to. And I was telling Olawale before we started the show. I said I never knew we were going to enjoy this
Enjoy. Yeah,
in-season tournament
absolutely.
this much. And of
Absolutely.
course, when
Absolutely.
you have no matters somebodies, you have the Aaron Fox for the Kings. I don't think the Pelicans would be a huge big deal. But Zion is playing, as a matter of fact, and he's been playing very well for the past couple of weeks. Olali, what do you think of this matchup for this one? I just remember now. Zion has been playing very well for the past couple of weeks.
It's going to be an interesting matchup. You have to give it to the Pelicans. They A lot of people are we are including myself. Of course, they are 11-10. It's not like they are fantastically doing well, but again,
Yeah,
but
it's the
notwithstanding
franchise.
of late,
That's what you
yeah,
expect of them. Yeah.
especially in the Western Conference where you have a lot of decent team. If you look at the Western Conference,
Mm-hmm.
now Timberwolves are number one, Thunders are two, and you
Yeah.
ask your question, where are the other guys? Nuggets are three, Kings are four.
Yeah.
I think Kings are going to be playing at home in these.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I just feel the Kings are going to be a bit. They have the edge. De'Aaron Fox is playing at a very very different level. I
Crazy
feel
level.
if CJ was probably available for this kind of game, this is the kind of game that is made of, as
Is
in is
made
made for.
for.
But I just think for the fact that the Kings are going to play at home, and don't forget that they are what do you call it? Their court is one of the most intimidating home court. What do you call it?
Mm.
In the
The Golden
NBA.
One Center.
Yeah. So and I think I like these. I like these. They had never say that attitude. Especially in the elimination game against what looks like elimination game against the Golden State Warriors, where they were not supposed
Yeah.
to lose by 11 points. I
Yeah.
think at the point in time they were behind by 25 points and they found their way back. Kudos to their manager. What's the name of that man? Something Brown. I've forgotten his name.
Yeah. Mike Brown.
Mike Brown. Kudos to him. I just think they are. I just think they are going to be a bit better than the Pelicans. I expect them to win this
To
and
win this,
qualify
right?
for the final in Las Vegas.
All right, perfect. Just before we go on the show today, we have, like Alani said right now, we have two surprise guys in the West. Olali was not here when Kachi and I discussed this. I think 2-3 weeks ago. We're like, the West, like they say in Yoruba or Torawa, like everybody is just like no one is better than the other, or they can actually find their weaker points quickly compared to when you see a Milwaukee and a Celtic,
Mhm.
and definitely it's going to be the rest in the East compared to the West, But
Mhm.
in the West, we can't take it away from the Timberwolves right now, on top of the log. Early days, but Rudy Gobert, um, Carl Anthony, and Anthony Edwards. Anthony Edwards, when I was talking about, we're talking about. I saw a video of who could actually break the record of LeBron. I'm like, okay, Anthony, I'm looking at you. Maybe you can. You are still young. Let's see if you can do another 20 years and break the record. But they've been doing pretty well. Same with the Thunder Bay. Thunder Bay, pretty well. Even though Josh Giddey is having small. Don't let me even call it small. Big issue as to assaulting an underage
Mhm.
when he was a kid himself. But of course, that's an issue for another time. But you look at him, you look at Shea Gillings, the young guy, and Chet. Olari, correct me if I'm not
Chet
pronouncing his name
Holmgren.
well.
Yeah, yeah.
Jerome
Chet Holmgren.
Green.
Yeah.
Yeah, you look at him
Yeah,
and you're
that
like,
yeah.
okay, last season he could have possibly won the Rookie of the Year, but because he was acting injured, he's in the running for this. And right now on the power log is above Wembanyama, whom everybody thought, okay, we've given him the Rookie of the Year even before we decided the season.
Yeah.
So I would just want you guys to just touch on this quickly before we move on, before we do the last thing on the show. So Olali, I would like you to take on with the Thunder Bay, while Kachi talks about the Timberwolves.
Okay, so Oklahoma City, I think one thing they've always been known for is they are a team that is good when it comes to uh drafts. They are very
Youth.
good with
Yeah.
their draft,
Youth.
and
Yeah.
they did themselves a lot of good by being able to get Shea Gilgeous Alexander from the Clippers when when they traded, what do you call it, away Paul George, and he
Mhm.
has been the
Yeah.
cornerstone of this team,
Mhm.
offensively, defensively. He's been the main guy. Chet was drafted last year and
Mm-hmm.
is like a big character guy, though he missed the entire last season and he was able to, with an injury he sustained, I think in the pickup game, when he was trying to defend LeBron James. And the guy
Uh,
has shown to us that he's a man of his word, that he's been leading the team, in rebound. He's been he can run the floor, he can play make, he can score,
yeah.
and I think they've been able to harmonize all their drafts in the past few years together and been able to put up a very good team that that I think is ready to take over in the next two,
The
3 years.
range.
In the next three
Yeah.
years, you have a Kevin Durant that's probably will be around 38, Steph Curry 37, 38. So, and this will be around the time I think that most of these guys will be entering their early 20s. So I think they
And
are, I
start to
think
develop, start to
exactly.
develop into the
So
maturity stage.
and presently they are on the, I think they are either, I think they are second behind the Timberwolves. So
Yeah.
they are a real deal. Like for me, they are a real deal. Depending on the trade some team makes, I don't expect them to make any trade. I expect them to continue with their developmental phase. I think the guys
Yeah.
are ahead of what most people expect them to be. And I think
Definitely.
this is not something, because I think Shea Gilgeous Alexandra is like 2 or 3 years in terms of development ahead of the other guys. He's been in the league for a while,
Mm.
So I think it's an exciting time for the fans over there in Oklahoma City,
Mhm.
because I think the next 2, 3 years, don't be will be surprised if they make a lot of noise in the playoff this year.
This year. Oh wow. That's a big call. That's a big call in the playoffs. Okay, that's a big
Mhm.
call. All right, Kachi, the
Okay.
Timberwolves.
I've liked OKC. They missed the playoff last year. They may make it this year. So we'll get to that. SGA is one player. Anybody that is Canadian blood, I like it. So that aside, for the Wolves, let me just put it this way: there are some players that are made for small market teams that would fold if the bright light is shone so brightly.
Sure.
Uh,
Mm.
right now, that is what I'm seeing in Rudy. That is what I'm seeing in Carl Anthony. Just gradually doing their business in a small market environment. They've had a taste of playoff basketball last year. They want to be back there. Um, Deservedly first place, but it's still a long season ahead. But I
Of
think one
course.
thing we should mention is that it is shaping it from being just a two-man team to being a team where everyone is contributing each night.
Mm.
Gobert is doing what he needs to do. KAT is doing what he needs to do. But Naz
Yeah.
Reid is also in and among the points. Mike Conley, who has always been off and on, is
Yeah.
also showing some level of
Sure.
consistency
Listen.
now.
Mm.
So, what would be the key for them would be health. They need to stay healthy.
Yeah.
We need
Yeah.
to see if
100%.
Nas is shaping up to be the Austin Reeves of the Timberwolves this year.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see how he can carry that over the course of 82 games. And let's not forget that in the playoffs, it gets more physical.
Yeah.
So we don't know yet.
No. No yet.
Yeah, what will happen when you're playing against the big boys and the referee will not blow every foul. but you
Yeah.
can't take it. You beat the team in front of you. Some
Yeah.
people are enjoying the lesser pressure of playing in a small market than they would have if they were in in LA or in Boston.
In
So yeah,
Boston.
I also think they make the playoffs. That's why I said what I said a couple of weeks ago, that the West is so stacked, not
So
because they
balanced.
are
Yeah.
all so good. It's
Yeah.
just because they're all almost at par, talent wise, weakness wise as well.
Yeah.
So, what would be more interesting would be which four teams will fall between 8 and 12
Mm-hmm.
that will make the play-in. The play-in may be more interesting in the West than it will be in
Than
the East.
in the East, of
But I
course.
definitely think the Timberwolves make it. Let's not forget that there's a certain Anthony Edwards who has eyes out for
For Draymond Green.
exactly. So Edwards wants. Let's give credit to Edwards. That guy, I see him being the league's MVP in about 3 years' time. He's playing lights out. KAT just needs to be a little bit tougher for a big. I know he doesn't play as a big. KAT is almost the Anthony Davis of the Lakers. But that team now has more depth. The squad is rotating well, getting in the points. They make the playoffs, but I don't know how far they will go.
All right. Perfect. Thank you very much. So we've shown you the two surprise teams, as far as I'm concerned, in the West. But don't sleep on them. They have the talents, they have the ability, and they have the dexterity as well. That's the wrap up the show today. Unless you guys have something else to add. I think
No,
you
but I
already
think
ran away. Yeah.
I think I
Yeah.
need to add something about the Timberwolves.
Yeah. Sure.
So for the
Sure.
Timberwolves, I think one thing, if you look at in Jaden McDaniel, in Anthony Edward, and in Rudy Gobert, that is
Mm-hmm.
and probably by calling to an extent, probably but age is against him. That is a core. That's a good setup for you to. That's a good core for you to set up a defensive unit. Those three guys, they will lock in on every night. And if you look at as of today in the
Yeah.
NBA, they have the
Yeah.
best defensive rating. They have allowed an
Mm.
average of 106.7 points per game, which
Wow.
is the best
Wow.
in the
That's
league.
that's
So
amazing.
that is one of the reasons why they are where they are today. And one thing I think Rudy Gobert is another reason why they've been that even strong defensively. If you
Yeah, of
recall
course.
in the past, especially during his days at Utah, one of the
Yeah.
problem with Gobert is if immediately you take him out of the paint, it becomes a liability. It's slow to probably to react to the way the guards play in the
Yeah.
perimeter. But if you watch key moments in games this season, we've seen Gobert able to defend guys on the perimeter. We've seen him blocking the ball at one in the paint at one end, and immediately still recovering to probably go and block a
But
shot from the corner,
mm,
which is different from what uh which is different from the Gobert we knew when he was in
in the
Utah. If you
past,
remember the
Utah.
series in 2021 against the Clippers, what the Clippers did for him was to go small, to play a small guy as their five, which forced Gobert to come out of the paint to come and guard the guy, and becomes a disaster for them, opening up the paint for guys like what do you call it, Paul George,
Correct.
to
Yeah,
get
to make that
easy
threes.
points. So I think that part of his game has really, and I think Karl Antonio Towns. What one thing I'll find out about Team Sports is I think Karl Antonio Towns is comfortable being the number two guy to Anthony Edward. Anthony Edward being the main guy. So, like Kachi says, they've added more depth. And if Anthony Edward is your second or third best player, it's not bad for a team. I think that is what
Yeah.
is working for the
Yeah.
Timberwolves.
Yeah. All right. Before we go on the show, Nayo, bad news for you. Well, you say you don't like Nadal. Nadal is back to playing tennis. So effectively, we have a challenger for your
The
Nicola,
Roland Garros
your
next
Nicola
year.
Jokic. Yeah. So bad news for you guys on that one. Anyways, that's the wrap up the show. So we'll meet you again next week. Please stay sporting. Bye, guys.